Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 21 of the Off the Dome podcast. This is Baller Nation. We got another guest on today, OGdabeast, repping the Eagles merch, living in Chicago. How's it going, my man?
It's going good, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm great. I'm up in Canada, so I'm very used to the cold weather, as I'm sure you are.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's starting to warm up though. It's almost March Madness. Whenever March Madness comes around, that's sort of when I'm like, all right,
It's starting to get
the,
nice
the,
out.
the shorts might have to start coming out. Maybe this is that
A
time of year,
little
you
bit too
know?
early, a little bit too
I
early,
don't
but it's
know.
coming though. It's coming
Yeah.
though. We got about a month before we could break out the shorts.
All right.
Maybe a little over a month.
Maybe over a month. Okay. Well, at least wait till the Final Four in March Madness. Just kind of
Yeah,
put it right there. Anyway, yeah, today we're gonna be drafting our starting lineups from since the year 2000. Okay, and this kind of goes without saying, guys, like, and we're basing it off, like, I guess their prime years. So though Michael Jordan played in 2002, I mean, we're probably not going to pick him because
right.
he
It
wasn't
wouldn't make
playing.
sense to pick
Yeah,
'02 Jordan over a guy like Kobe at that time. I get what you're saying.
right.
We
Yeah.
can roll with it.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, how I like to normally do it, since you are the guest, and I would be a bad host if I didn't let you pick first. I'm gonna let you pick first, and let's do our starting fives and then maybe 3 or 4 bench players.
Okay.
Is that kind of what you want to do? Like, I'm down with that.
We could do three bench guys, a 6 man and 2 bench guys, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
From 2000, do we have to pick the specific year or do we just
I don't
pick a
think so. I think
player?
it's just like if you pick Kobe Bryant, it's like, all right, you got like
The
prime
best
Kobe.
Kobe.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, gotcha.
And also, like, another disclaimer too, I think we should do it where we don't just pick like the best players individually, but we try to build the best team we
Build the
can.
best. I got you.
Yeah, that way it's a little, I mean, I guess a little
Ooh,
bit
you
more
putting me to the
challenging and a little
test. A
less,
little bit more realistic too.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot more realistic. Anyway, OG, I'll let you pick first. Who are you taking in your first overall pick?
My first overall pick has to be none other than LeBron James.
LeBron. Okay,
I gotta go
that's
with Bron. I
that's a
gotta go
solid
with
pick.
20. Give me. If I had to choose which Bron, I would definitely take. I need a bulldog. So give me 2013 Bron, 2012, 2013 Bron, Miami Heat Bron, best Bron we ever seen.
That's
Small
right.
forward.
I agree with that. And then, like, quickly on that too, LeBron James today is a lot different than he was in 2013. I think now he's a
Yeah,
lot like smarter, and he doesn't seem like the
yeah,
kind of player who's going to choke something away. He's
right.
like a lot more mature. But
A lot more calculated. He's realizing that
yeah,
his athleticism is dwindling. So you got to lean on something else to maintain, the level of success that he's garnered so far in his career. This late in his career. So
really is
he's realizing that's the smartest player of all time to me.
100%. Yeah. So you pick LeBron James in your first pick. My
Hmm.
second pick since 2000. I am a Spurs fan, by the way.
Okay. I'm a Bulls fan.
And it's tough because it's like I want to take my guy Tim Duncan, but I can't let you have LeBron and Kobe. There's no way. I can't let you have that, bro.
So I mean, to be honest with you, to make it fair, should we snake it? Because it's gonna be kind of. I got the first pick. I picked LeBron.
Yeah,
I think you should have the next two.
I'll take
I
the
had the
next two.
next two. We could do it that way to make it fair. Because it'd be unfair if
Okay.
I come back around, you know what I mean, and I get a two before you get one. So we could do it like that. Let's snake it. That'll make it fair. So I got the
You
first one.
yeah.
So
No,
we got so total. So let's
okay.
acknowledge what we're doing total. So we doing 5 starters,
Yeah.
a 6 man, and 2 bench. So that's 8.
Let's do that. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 8. So I go first. You get 2.
Hmm.
I get 2. That's 3. You get 2. I get 2. That's 6. And then 1 and 1.
Okay, let's
We'll
do
do it
that.
like that.
Yes,
Let's do
sir.
that.
Okay, so with my first overall pick, I picked Kobe Bryant, and
Mm-hmm.
since we're doing the snake way,
Snake, yeah.
I got to take Tim Duncan. I mean, I have to take Tim
Ooh,
Duncan as a
he
Spurs
wasn't
fan.
smart. He didn't get okay, Tim Duncan.
I
Okay, I
got to
see.
pick Timmy.
So you got Kobe and Timmy. I
Yeah.
feel you on that. Oh man,
There's
you
so
put
many
me in a
good
bind.
players.
So it's so many good ones, so many great ones. So I get 2.
Yeah.
All right, we got LeBron I'm gonna have to take Steph.
Okay.
I gotta take 2015 Steph. 2016. Give me 2016 Steph.
Unanimous.
50, 40, 90, unanimous, average 30, led the league in steals. Give me that Steph. 73 and 9. Give me that Steph.
All
That's my
right.
point guard.
All right.
And I got another one. So let me go. I got my floor general because Brian gonna be running point for me. Steph gonna play off the ball. So I'm gonna need
Okay.
another sniper with him. Give me Clay.
All right.
I want
Klay
Steph and Clay.
Thompson.
I want that same year Clay. He averaged like 23,
Yeah.
shot like 40, 42, 43% from the three that year. So I got Clay at the 2, Steph at the 1, and Brian at the 3 so far.
Okay. I got Kobe and Timmy. And by the way, again, like we are doing this to try to make the best team, like the best team that'll work together the best. That's
Yep.
why. I mean, that's why it's not like a
Not just the best players,
yeah.
but the best team.
Exactly. Now, I'm a strong believer that star power above all is what wins. And I got Timmy, I got Kobe, and I kind of want to just absolutely
Do the right thing.
dude,
Do
I
the
kind of
right
want to murder
thing.
you I kind of want to murder you in the post though.
Kill me.
That's sort of what I want to do right now. Because I already got Kobe, remember that. And I got Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
He can play with anybody.
Now remember, don't have me out here running no small ball and them guys get ran off the court now.
I don't know. Just
You know, my guys get up and down.
Hold on. There's a lot of guards here. I got strong faith in my guard selection. I have to do this to you. I'm sorry. I already got Kobe. Tim Duncan can play with anybody.
I know where you're going.
I'm taking
going.
Shaquille O'Neal. I'm taking the Diesel. I'm taking the Diesel.
He did it. Oh, he did it to me.
I'm taking the Diesel.
He did it to me. Oh man. Okay.
The only way you stopping that is if you draft Yao Ming. I'm telling you, that's it. That's it. He's the guy. There you go. That's your only option right now, man.
All right, who your second pick?
I got 2 picks, right? Yeah.
2, yeah.
I'll take Shaq. So we each got 3 right now. You got Kobe. No, you got LeBron, Steph, and Clay. I got Shaq, Timmy, and Kobe being Bryant. Now, as a Spurs fan, again, I want to go with my guy Tony Parker just because he's my favorite player of all time.
Really?
But that would be foolish. Yeah. I mean, he is. He's got a crush on Tony Parker, man.
You got to think about the team. Remember, we trying to build the best team here.
I am.
And as the CEO of the starting 5,
I got a lot.
I'm looking at the team and I see a lot of inside.
You do, and
a whole lot of inside. Timmy can only stretch it to about 18 feet.
I need a perimeter. I need perimeter defense right now. That's sort of
perimeter offense.
Defense right now to try to stop Steph Curry, bro. I'm looking at CP3 right now, but shit. But I got a few. I got a few guys that I think I can wait until the bench to pick. But I think I'm looking for defense. I'm gonna go with Chris. I'm gonna go with Chris Paul. I'm gonna take CP3.
Okay, Chris Paul. So you got Shaq and CP3. So you got 4 guys, right?
I got 4 guys right now. Yeah.
You got CP3.
Yep.
Kobe.
Yep.
Shaq and Timmy.
Yep.
That's tough.
And you got Steph, Clay, and LeBron in the next 2 picks.
That's tough. So I can round out my starting 5 right now.
Yep.
We gotta go with somebody versatile, offensively and defensively. We got bucket getters already. Now we need some defense, and we need. Let me see. Let me think about this for a second. Okay, my center, 2000s on up.
I have a list dominant. Do you want me to rattle off some names for you?
Nope.
Dennis, you good?
Don't help me out. Help me out. I don't want you to help me out. Look, I'm gonna have to go with the most skilled big man of all time.
Who's that?
Arguably, the most skilled big man of all time. Joel Embiid.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go Joel Embiid at the 5. That man can stretch you out, shoot the 3. He gonna make Shaq a living nightmare.
I was worried
you're out here, big fella.
I was worried you were gonna pick Nikola Jokic when you were saying the most skilled big man of all time. And I was like, bro, you about to get eaten out.
Nah, that he ain't got no defense. He can't hold Shaq. Embiid got some defense. Yeah, Embiid got defense. So I got Embiid at the 5, and I can move. You know what? I didn't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it. I'm moving LeBron down to the 4. No, you know what? Keep LeBron at the 3.
Okay.
Give me Kevin Durant.
KD, yo, that's a
I need 20. I need 20. Which KD I want? I want 27. I want 2016 KD.
All right.
The one that came back from the 3-1 or got beat 3-1.
Yeah.
That's the KD I want. So we got Steph at the 1.
Okay.
We got Clay at the 2. We got Bron at the 3, KD at the 4, and Embiid at the 5.
All right. And so far, what I've got right now, I got Timmy and Shaq as my 4 and 5. Point guard, I got Chris Paul. Shooting guard, I got the one and only Mr. Kobe Bean Bryant. May he rest in peace. And at the 3, because right now, who's your 3 right now? Sorry, is it
my 3 is LeBron.
LeBron's at the
I got
3.
LeBron playing the 3. Yeah.
See, now I need a good matchup for my guys at the 3, and you're picking 2014 LeBron or 2013, 2014 in that area.
2012, 2013. Yeah.
You're taking 2012. All right, shit, it'd be way better if you took 2014 because I could have just picked 2014 Kawhi Leonard, and we'd have you locked up all game, bro, with them big hands in your face.
You can go ahead and get them.
But I'm kind of leaning that way because
you got a big ass lineup, dog.
The thing is,
big ass lineup.
Yeah, the thing with Kawhi now is he's a lot different than he was back then. The young Kawhi, I think, would fit in this team a lot better because he's not selfish. He'll chill back and he'll get you like 15 points a game.
Honestly, I don't think the Kawhi now is selfish. I just think he's learning how to embrace his role as a superstar in his league. And teams are looking for more from him now than they did back then. You know what I'm saying? Back then, he just had to play defense and take what the offense give him. But now he's kind of dictating things and he's taking charge and learning how to be a superstar. So
he's just better. He's just better now. He's got more opportunity.
Way more polished offensively. Yeah. Way more.
100%. All right, so I'm gonna take Kawhi Leonard to round out my starting 5, and then I get the first bench pick. But let's just real quickly here. Let's go through it. I'll go through my lineup real quick here. I got CP3 at the 1. I got Kobe at the 2, Kawhi at the 3, Timmy at the 4, and Shaq at the 5. And real quickly, let's see your starting lineup right now. So
I got Steph at the 1, Clay at the 2, LeBron at the 3, KD at the 4, and Embiid at the 5.
There you go. All right, that's looking pretty good. Now,
so you got the 6 man, the first 6 man.
The first 6 man. Now, there's a lot of really talented players on the board left here. I'm looking at D Wade.
It's got to be a legit. Nah, we gonna do this right? It got to be a legit 6 man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying right now. I'm saying there's a lot of like really talented players in the court, but if I want to pick a bench player, a genuine 6 man, it's got to be I want to say the GOAT 6 man, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna take Manu Ginobili. Has to be Manu.
That's a good one. That's a good one. So I got 2, right?
Yeah, you get the next 2, and then we go 1 and 1, right? I think.
Okay. For my 6 man, give me 2011 James Harden.
That's a good pick.
I want 2011 James Harden. It's my 6 man. Made it to the finals.
Yep.
I want that James Harden. And then for my other bench player, give me the most underrated player in the NBA to me.
Currently?
About 2 years ago.
Okay.
He's the only player in NBA history to average 18 points per game as a 5th option. And that's JJ Redick.
All right, JJ. I wasn't ready for that one. Okay. What team?
I need JJ Redick. That was Phil. He was on a 76ers.
He was on Philly. Okay.
He was the 5th option. They had Tobias Harris, Jimmy Butler, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, and he averaged 18 points per game with those guys on his lineup.
He was really good. I mean, that was a good Philly team as well. I mean, they
exactly to do nothing.
For the Kawhi shot.
One of the biggest disappointments of all time.
That was a good team. And Jimmy Butler really made it. I think Jimmy Butler really gave that team an edge too. I mean, because he's a natural winner. He really gave that team an edge. Okay. My next 6 man, or no, you get 2 picks here, right? You got JJ.
I think I picked JJ Redick and James Harden. So you
James
got two.
Harden, right? Okay.
No, so you got 2 and then 1-1, right?
Yeah. So I get yeah. So my first pick, I have to.
Your 6 man.
Yeah, I'm looking.
No, you already picked your 6 man.
Yeah, I'm
Manu
looking for
Ginobili.
two bench players. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to think of a players who are just good at shooting coming off the bench. And off the top of my head, it's tough. I'm looking at someone like Danny Granger, but I'm not like, was he coming off the bench back in Indiana?
When Granger was starting back in Indiana, he wasn't coming off the bench. He was a starter before Paul George got there, and then Paul George, he still was starting. Him and Paul George was running together.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about underrated players, I mean Danny Granger. I don't know if it's underrated.
Danny Granger was a dog. He had a great 3-year stretch. Danny Granger was a dog.
I feel like people just kind of they just forget about Danny Granger.
Yeah.
Together. But if I want championships, I gotta roll with my guy again as a Spurs fan, and give me Mr. Robert Horry, 7-7, more rings than MJ. And I always say he's more clutch than Kobe. That boy, he's my late game.
Yeah, big shot Bob.
Sniper. That's right.
Big shot Bob.
I have to represent, bro.
So what is it? What you got? So you got Danny Green. I mean, you got Manu Ginobili.
I got Manu and Robert Horry coming off the bench.
Okay, so you got Manu and Robert Horry. So you got one more. Yeah. And then and then that'll round out your whole team. Well, we got 3 bench players. Which one was it? We got 3 bench players total, 6 man and 2 bench.
I have one more player left. You have one more player left, right?
Okay. I think I got 2 more.
You have 2 more?
Yeah, so you go ahead and get yours.
Okay, and then you get the last 2. All right.
And then I'll just get the last 2, yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it like that. Okay. I'm trying to think of really good deep teams that won championships, and Jason Terry was coming off the bench, right, in 2011.
Ooh,
I think
Jason Terry was Jason Terry always came off the bench. Yeah, you're right.
I think Terry was coming off the bench.
Did he? Yeah, JT came off the bench. Yep.
He was.
That's a good one.
I get those. I want the kind of guy who tattoos championship trophies on his arm before he wins a championship. That's the edge I want. I'm gonna take Jason Terry coming off the bench.
You put me in a bind.
Now I already know there's a lot of people going to be why didn't you pick this player, that player?
It don't matter. It don't even matter. We doing bench players. On the bench. We doing bench players. We could easily pick D Wade, Allen Iverson, and these guys to come off the bench, but frankly, they never did. They never did. So we're gonna pick actual bench players. We're gonna do it right. And I'm gonna have to pick the greatest bench player of all time, the greatest 6 man of all time. I'm surprised you didn't grab him.
Who's this?
Give me Lou Will.
Lou Will, okay.
Give me Lou Will. So I got my 6 man is James Harden. I got JJ Redick. I got Lou Will, and I got one more player. And I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna need a fierce competitor that's 3 and D, right? See, I got all shooters. I ain't got nobody that can't shoot. So when we bring the second unit in, I need somebody to maintain that consistency.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to go with somebody really nobody's thinking about right now, and that's a guy that was injured who just recently came back. He plays for the Boston Celtics. I love his grit. I love his determination. I love what he brings as far as a leader. Give me Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart. There you go.
I got Marcus Smart.
That rounds out our bench. It's interesting. None of us took big men coming off the bench. We was rolling with guards. I mean,
Joel Embiid, he young. He could play 40 minutes, play the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, who were some of the best big men coming off the bench this decade? I mean, back to the Dallas team, Sean Marion, I think was he coming off the bench back in those?
Sean Marion was actually starting.
Was he starting?
For the Suns and for Dallas.
More recently, I remember Montrezl Harrell, of course.
Montrezl Harrell, yeah, he came off the bench. 6 man of the year, actually.
He was 6 man of the year, yeah.
Yeah. Big man coming off the bench. Double T, maybe Tristan Thompson came off the bench recently, or last year. You can't really think of too many.
It's tough.
Taco Fall.
He's a bucket.
You can't even really think of too many great big men that come off the bench. Don't even all time. It's only been like a few, like Kevin McHale and guys like that. But you don't really see too many like actually productive big man coming off the bench. I can't think of none. So correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's weird. That's honestly
It
pretty
is.
weird. Yeah, anyway, that's our starting. I'm gonna just quickly read through my lineup real quick, just so we can clip this and put it on TikTok and let them decide, kind of cheat the system like that. But anyway, my
Yep.
starting lineup: CP3 at point guard. As shooting guard, I went with Kobe Bean Bryant. May he rest in peace. At
I like that.
small forward, I took Kawhi Leonard. At power forward and center, I think this is where I get you: Tim Duncan and Shaquille O'Neal. And coming off the bench, my boys from San Antonio, Manu Ginobili, Robert Horry, and of course Jason Terry. You pick LeBron. I have to pick guys who've beaten LeBron in the finals.
Copy that. I see. I can see that.
2007, Robert Horry. I'll give him credit for that, even though LeBron had no chance. But
none at all.
None at all.
You got to realize that none at all. But my starting five, my squad, I got Curry at the 1.
Yep.
We got Clay at the 2. We got LBJ himself, 2013, Brown to be specific, at the 3. We got Kevin Durant at the 4. And we got the most skilled big man, arguably of all time, Joel Embiid at the 5. My 6th man, 2011, James Harden. And my 2 bench players is the greatest 6th man of all time, Lou Will, and the gritty, defensive-minded, up in your ass 3-and-D player, Marcus Smart. That's my squad.
There you go. Did you not pick JJ Redick as well?
I did. I said JJ. How many we get? We get 2 or we get 3 bench?
Oh yeah.
Because I did pick JJ Redick. So if I pick JJ Redick,
it's all good.
Okay, so if I pick JJ Redick, we're gonna have to get Marcus Smart the boot because I need JJ Redick.
Let's take JJ over.
So I got JJ. Yeah. So I got JJ. My bench is 3. We got 3 bench. I got 6th man, James Harden. I got JJ, and I got
Lou
Will. Yep.
There you go. That's not a bad team at all. And I'll let you guys decide what team's better. I'll probably put a poll on my Instagram or something like that, and you guys can decide straight up. And notable players that we didn't draft, guys like Dwayne Wade, Allen Iverson. You go down. Vince Carter, Carmelo Anthony, T-Mac, Paul Pierce.
T-Mac was one I really considered hard.
KG,
T-Mac, Yao Ming, Kevin Garnett.
It's funny.
A lot of guys.
Hasn't been a lot of other than Shaq, the drop off between Shaq and then the rest of the centers is immense since 2000. After Shaq, it's like Dwight Howard, Ben Wallace, Pau Gasol, guys like that.
Right. Pau wasn't even no center, but you gotta really think about it. Shaq, that's why Shaq feel the need to run his mouth the way that he does, because he stated it. He said, look, I'm the last true big man and win MVP. So until somebody shut me up, I'm gonna keep running my mouth. I'm gonna keep telling y'all how to do it.
And Joel Embiid and Nicole are going for him. They really are. Now to some just more basic general questions for you, and maybe we can discuss our opinions on this. Let's start off with, now that was Joel Embiid your MVP before he got injured?
Yes. Okay. Joel, well, I think, yeah. It's got to be Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
Still, even after the injury.
Okay, now that, because he's getting reevaluated in 2 weeks, are you still rocking with Joel? Who after Joel Embiid? Who's sort of your front runner? Because you can only assume that between now and the time that he comes back, someone will probably overtake him in the MVP race. Who's sort of your front runner to do that right now?
Right now, they're the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. I think they got and I think either them or the Utah Jazz got the best record, which is kind of crazy that nobody's speaking of Donovan Mitchell in the MVP conversation. I think that's an indictment on him. Yeah, and he should do some reevaluation on himself to wonder why he's not in the conversation with the best record in the NBA. That's a problem. But if I had to pick, Dame Lillard is somebody that comes to mind over a James Harden, because for one, he's got a better record without CJ McCollum for majority of the season.
Or Nurkic.
Dame Lillard needs some love. And I think it was LeBron, but they've been on a little skid. And it's really showing that, Anthony Davis is needed and they need to get back 100% healthy so they can make a strong push in the Western Conference. But if I had to pick number 2 MVP candidate outside of Joel Embiid, I know a lot of people screaming Joker, which is cool, but give me Dame Lillard.
Damian Lillard. Okay, that's fair. For me personally, I think, and it's kind of getting repetitive at this point, but for me, it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's coming. MVP Giannis is coming back, And it's sort of like, it's crazy. We haven't seen a three-peat in the MVP since Larry Bird in the 1980s. Like, not even Michael Jordan could do that.
Three-peat what?
The MVP.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, you say three-peat, I think of titles now.
MJ could three-peat. He could three-peat Finals MVP. But regular season MVP, that's a different thing, and it's tough because it's more like narrative based. It feels like, but I think
it is. Storyline plays a big factor in
yeah.
it. Storyline, narrative, and number one thing is record, team record.
I think three big things play into the MVP. I mean, you got to have a top 3 seed in your conference. You got to be playing a lot of games. I mean, you can't be resting like Kawhi Leonard, and you have to be putting up monster stats. I think those three.
I don't even think the monster stats matter. Here go the three things
historically
right here.
Speaking, though.
You right. Let's look at history.
Okay.
Historically speaking, I think the first one you hit on the head. Record is the most important. Top 3 seed, preferably number 1.
Sure.
If they give it to somebody outside of a top 3 seed,
like Westbrook,
it was because they did something that hasn't been done in a while or has never been done in the history of the game. And you could tell that the NBA is kicking themselves in the ass for giving Westbrook that MVP because they didn't assume that he would come right back the next year and do the same shit. So now they're like, oh, we gave a 6 seed the MVP because he did a triple-double and he just did it again. Should we give it to him again?
I mean, to be fair, he was leading the league. He was putting up 31 points per game, leading the league in scoring.
Yeah, he led the league in scoring, averaged a triple-double. It's been done before, but it hasn't been done in a while. When Oscar did it, he averaged 30. Yeah. So, it's like, but, it is what it is. So top 3 seed to me, this is the most important in this order.
Okay.
Top 3 seed, preferably number 1. If you are, most of the time, number 1, number 2 guys. Top 3 seed. The second thing that matters is narrative, story. What can the NBA use to build up your MVP campaign? Like D Rose, the kid from Chicago, taken with the first pick. He's got the city on his back. Oh, well, LeBron should have won it that year. LeBron had better numbers. That doesn't matter. Yeah. D Rose had the number 1 seed in the NBA, the number 1 record in the NBA, and he was the kid from Chicago with the whole city on his. Same thing for LeBron James. Like the narrative, the story, the triple-double from Westbrook, that's a story. I think that's the number 2 biggest thing. Stats may be 3rd or 4th because we've seen guys win it averaging 18 points per game when there was other guys in the league averaging 28. Yeah. So I don't think stats play a big part. It's being the best, the engine of your team. The best player on a great team usually gets the MVP. That's how it works.
That's fair.
People get wrapped up in, but Kobe averaged 35 and he was the 8th seed. People get wrapped up in that shit. Yeah. Like, no, it has nothing to do with that. Jordan averaged 37 and didn't win it. Magic won it. You know what I'm saying? So it has nothing to do with what you averaging. People get wrapped up in the numbers. That's like last. Like they go, oh, and he's averaging, he's pretty decent statistically. That's what they look at last.
Speaking of narrative, who would you say who's got the best narrative behind him? Like who's leading the narrative
LeBron
now? I think it's LeBron. Year 36, or no, not year 36, year 18.
Age 36, year 18. No Anthony Davis. He's willing his team to wins and this and that. He's got the best narrative, but I don't think Joel Embiid's narrative is bad either. The process, injured his first 2 seasons, didn't get to play. All the scrutiny surrounding him and his ability to stay or inability to stay healthy. Can he lead this team to some type of success? Number 1 team in the Eastern Conference right now. So it's like he's got a narrative pushing for him too. But I think LeBron's narrative is leading the way. If LeBron can string together some wins and get this team in a better position than what they are in the Western Conference, I think he has a legit shot. Averaging 25, 8 and 8. 25, 8 and 8. He got the narrative. And the record, if the record could end it, because I think the Lakers is like the 5th seed. They slipped to like the 5th seed.
They're 3 right now.
Are they 3?
They're 3 right now. They're half a game out of the 2 seed.
If he can somehow, without Anthony Davis, heading into these playoffs, because we don't know. Anthony Davis is scary. Yeah. They talking about Achilles back there and all of that shit. That shit is scary. So you wanna preserve him as much as possible for when these playoffs start. I wouldn't be surprised if they go into the playoffs without him, which is not a good thing. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I think for me right now, Giannis for me has got to be number 1. But I'm looking at the Denver Nuggets right now, and especially Nikola Jokic, who I think is having one of the greatest offensive seasons a big man's ever had. And I think Denver's the kind of team that right now they're going to string together a nice stretch of wins here. Similar to what Utah did earlier on in the year when they go on, you win 19 of 20. I think Denver is going to do the same sort of thing. I think they're going to go on a run here, and they're the kind of seed that's probably going to finish the top 4, top 3 seed in the West.
I could see that.
And it's the one thing against Jokic is the defense, but the way he's been playing on offense, especially the efficiency that he's shooting at. I mean, he's averaging like eight percentage points higher 3-point percentage, and his passing is just through the roof. I think, like, I'm a big Jokic fan. That's why I think Jokic has a real shot at the MVP this year.
I agree. He does.
And if Kevin Durant doesn't come back, I think Harden's got a shot at the MVP. I mean, I think he's got it, like, in the conversation. I don't think he'll win it because, like you said, narratives and stuff like that, it's not really there for Harden. But I think we can all agree, if Kevin Durant comes back, no one on that Brooklyn Nets team's winning no MVP. That's just not going to happen. Just like no one in Golden State, they're not even in the conversation.
No one in I'm surprised they gave it to LeBron twice in Miami. That's because of the decline of D Wade. Probably that's probably why D Wade was declining that second year when LeBron won that third year, 2011 they got there. LeBron won it in 2012 and 13, I think.
And KD in 2014. Yeah. But that was so. I mean, we were watching one of the greatest players of all time. Like that was that was a GOAT right there. I mean,
that second season in Miami, D Wade started to decline, and he really wasn't the same again. So that could be why they gave it to him, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and speaking of, I just mentioned the GOAT. Next question: who is your GOAT? Greatest player of all time right now, Michael Jordan. Quick answer: is it like close at all?
Very close. The problem with the GOAT conversation is everybody's stuck in their own ways.
Yeah.
Nobody has an open mind anymore. So it's who you like, and that's it. Nothing can change your mind. And me, as a guy that looks at sports differently from a lot of people, I always keep my mind open to the fact that things can potentially change. You know what I'm saying? Change happens every day, man. Like Michael Jordan, the reasons why Jordan is the GOAT to me probably won't be the reasons why he's the GOAT to you or anybody else. It's the opposite of what LeBron is doing. You know what I mean? Like Jordan didn't have that longevity that LeBron has.
Right.
But what Jordan did is such a short span, like 13 and a half years. Let's be real. Man got 30,000 points, 6,000 rebounds, 5,000 assists, 5 MVPs, 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs in 13 seasons.
It's fucked.
If you really think about it, because he only played 13 games in his second year, and he played 15 games when he came back in 95.
Yeah.
Or 90, what was that, 94, 95?
94, 95.
So that's what 94, So that's what I'm saying. So legit, counting the back end with the Wizards, he only played like 13 seasons.
I mean,
not even 13 and a half, like 13 and a quarter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, to accomplish what he did in such a short span and the effect that he had on the game, that's what makes him the greatest of all time. On a per game basis, there's nobody better.
What do you look for? What do you look for when you're evaluating like greatness? Like for me, I look at greatness as what you could do in your era. That's why when I'm talking about the greatest of all time, I'm gonna have Bill Russell up there really high, even though he played in obviously a weaker era. But that's just because the way I value shit.
You didn't.
Bill Russell high. Dude, I have Bill Russell high. I got Bill Russell high, bro. You don't have Bill Russell high?
No, sir.
Why not? Why not? Now I want to hear this.
Are you a Celtics fan?
I'm not a Celtics fan. Hell no. I don't care.
You say you're a Spurs fan, right?
Yeah. But I got, but like, because the way I look at it, like you said, what makes Jordan the GOAT to me is different than what makes Jordan the GOAT to you. We all got our different ways of evaluating greatness. The way I evaluate greatness is what you do in your era, what you do in your time. That's just the way I look at it. And so, I mean, from that perspective, obviously, when you're talking about talent, Bill Russell's no GOAT. But I got Bill Russell I got easily top 10 for me as far as the way I look at greatness. Easily top 10, 100%.
Okay, the only thing that could possibly make Bill Russell top 10 in my eyes, like as far as like, when the expression when people say, shit, what is he thinking? I wonder what he's thinking. Like from that scenario, like wondering what somebody else is thinking, like what you thinking to have Bill Russell in the top 10 is what he did off the court, what he went through as an African-American in those times playing basketball The way he was scrutinized, he was spit at, he was booed, he was kicked, all of that. The respect for him from that aspect of it. And on top of that, he won a lot of championships.
Yeah.
But my favorite word to use in sports is context.
Okay.
You know, a lot of things happen, but there's also reasoning behind why things happen. Right. And I think the legit reason behind why Bill Russell won so many titles, to me, isn't validated. I don't want to take anything away from his championships, because he did win them all, but he did also have the best team. There was no free agency.
Right.
His team was stacked up top to bottom. He had nothing less than 4 Hall of Famers throughout his entire career.
That's right.
Nothing less than that. At most, he had like 9. Imagine Hall of Famers coming off the bench.
I want to ask you this, though. Is the reason why those players in the Hall of Fame because they were on the Celtics and won like 7 championships, or is the reason they're in the Hall of Fame because they were actually really good at basketball?
Both.
You know what I mean? Because like you could have a really good player who is like, he's coming off the bench. He's not really, I mean, he's winning championships, but he's not that good. But you're still going to put him in the Hall of Fame because he's an NBA legend and he won 8 championships. Like, you know what I mean?
The way I get what you're saying.
I'm just asking. I'm trying to learn.
I think it's a little bit of both. The way I look at the game and how I judge a player. You say you judge it by errors. I do too, because I do think it's unfair to try to put a player from the 60s in today's game. That's not fair.
It just won't work.
You know what I mean? So you can only judge him for what he did during his time in his era.
Yeah.
Bill Russell was not the best player in the NBA ever during his time.
You don't think so?
Never. It was always Wilt Chamberlain. But Wilt Chamberlain.
Bill was there before Wilt, though.
Okay, but Wilt Chamberlain, if you want to go back to the 50s, I'm talking about from the mid-50s, which was around Wilt Chamberlain's time, from the mid-50s to like the mid-60s. We can go that 10-year stretch, right? Because when did Wilt retire? Wilt retired like in 68?
I'm going to look it up right now.
67?
He got drafted
not Wilt, Bill Russell.
Yeah, Bill Russell. If you're talking about talent straight up, Wilt Chamberlain was always the more skilled player. But again, when I look at greatness, I'm looking at accolades and stuff like that. And like you said, there's a reason behind everything. And I get what you're saying. And I might have to change my rankings here.
Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain never had the amount of talent on his team. Imagine having to go up against the Golden State Warriors, 2017 Warriors, every time you played, and you're LeBron James on the 2007 Cavs. You have no shot.
None.
You're good enough because you're great. You're getting your team to this position to see this team, like LeBron did in 07. Because of his greatness, you know, even though I think that playoff run was a little bit overrated, but that's for another story. But he was able to still get his team to that place to inevitably run into a Tim Duncan-led Spurs. It was their time.
Yeah.
LeBron could play the 2007 Spurs versus the 2007 Cavs 10 times in a row, and they'll probably get swept 8 out of the 10 times they play him.
Yeah.
And they might get a game. Wilt had no shot. He had to go to the Lakers.
And still couldn't win. It still took him a few years because that team was still so good.
Wilt had no shot against that Boston team. He was just happy to be there, working his ass off, playing, and he was getting games up out of them. They wasn't getting swept. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the Monstars versus, you know,
right? Yeah,
the Tunes without Jordan.
I get that. Like, you know what? I understand. I completely understand that. And I'm probably gonna. That makes a lot of sense.
Before you even said you changing your rankings, on top of that, right? Bill Russell never averaged 20 points per game in a league that was averaging 160 possessions per game. Do you know how many possessions that is? For instance, do you think today's game is fast-paced? You would consider today. Guys get up and down today, right?
Sure.
Guys average 98 to 105 possessions per game today. And you think this league is fast.
Yeah.
Now imagine 160 possessions a game.
Yeah.
This is how the 60s and 50s was moving. This is how they was getting up and down. A lot of shots equals what? A lot of missed shots equals what? A lot of rebounds, which is why Wilt was averaging 22. Russell was averaging 20. But you still couldn't average a dub? You couldn't give me 20 points in an era that averaged 160 possessions per game. That's letting me know you were challenged offensively. Not only that, is you were a big man that shot 42% from the field. As a big man who only shot shots 4 feet from the basket, and you shot him at 42%, you're not that good, buddy.
Bro, you speaking facts right now.
I
you
know
literally
that.
Just took me to church. I mean, you took me.
That's
to school
what
right
I'm
there.
here for.
That's
I'm
right.
trying to let you know something. That's why when you said Bill Russell, I did this immediately. I said he doesn't know.
Fair play. I didn't.
Let me put you on.
I'm always
That's
open.
what I'm here for.
I'm open to learn.
42.
100%.
Imagine that. You just told me about Joker. He's shooting threes, middies, turn around fades. Like 48% from the field.
Can I tell you why originally why I had Bill Russell? Like I had him, I'm gonna be honest, I had him I had him at number 5. And here's why. Because like I said, I was always focused on the championships. I was focused on, I thought he was probably one of the greatest defensive players of all time. At least top 3. I think we can give him that. Let's both give him that. Because you look at the way the Celtics played, everything goes to Bill Russell. That's how it went. But that being said, Wilt's still putting like 40.
And he never averaged 20 points. They say, well, he wasn't a scorer. Right, but you're taking all of your shots 4 feet from the basket and you shooting 42% from the field?
See all that with the number of possessions and stuff like that? I didn't know about that. I had no idea. And now the fact that you bring that up, that's why Wilt and Bill had so many rebounds. And I recently said those 2 guys. That's why I said those 2 guys are the 2 greatest rebounders. I said that on Instagram the other day. I said these guys, look at the numbers, are the 2 greatest rebounders of all time.
And people say Russell was the GOAT. People say Russell was the GOAT of that era, but he don't even have more rebounds than Wilt. He doesn't have more points than Wilt, more assists than Wilt.
Bro. Wilt Chamberlain is absolutely holy shit.
Bro, how are people say, oh, well, Bill Russell was better than Wilt? How? He ain't got more points. He don't have more rebounds. He don't have more assists. Wilt Chamberlain was a dog. Now, that is somebody, if I pull out of 1960 and drop him in 2021, he'd average at least 25 points and 11 or 12 rebounds a night.
I was just about to ask you that. How many, what's Wilt doing in today's era? Because I don't want
that. He's doing 20. He's doing 25 and 11, easy.
I'm thinking he's still one of the best players in the world. He 100%.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm giving him 25 and 11 off the strength of objectivity.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm giving him 25 and 11 on any given night. Now, Bill Russell, if you take him out of that era and drop him here, he'd be DeAndre Jordan. He'd be Rudy Gobert.
Great player, but not the
all-time great. Yeah. Wilt is the all-time great. He should be in your top 10, not Bill Russell.
I go Wilt my top 10.
Wilt is a player. 100%. Wilt was a freaking player. He was a freak of nature that could bench 600 pounds and run a 4.3 40
and have a 45, 50-inch vertical. He was
a dog. That is the man that should be getting the credit.
I heard about
if you swap him and Bill Russell, it would probably be the same result. People say, oh, Wilt was selfish, but he had to be. He had nobody on his squad.
I think, or I heard about this too. People Wilt Chamberlain was still getting contract offers in the 90s. He was getting teams were offering him contracts because he's 45 years old, but he's so jacked.
Still in great shape. Yeah.
So healthy. But yeah, and that's why I don't know where you rank Kobe all time, but I think
I got him top 5.
You got Kobe top 5? Do you have him ahead of Wilt too? Then yeah.
Wilt is my 10th.
Wilt's at number 10. Who's
Wilt's at number 10?
Or I don't know if you have an order you can rattle.
I have an order.
All right, let's hear your
order. I have an order. They asked me on TikTok so many times I damn remembered it. 1, I got Jordan. 2 is LeBron. 3 is Kareem. 4 is Shaq. I have Shaq ahead of Kobe. Yes. 5 is Kobe. 6 is Magic. 7 is Bird. 8 is Duncan. 8 is Duncan. 9 is Hakeem, and 10 is Wilt.
Hakeem in your top 10. Okay, yeah,
definitely.
And then it's Bill Russell even closer to your top 10.
No, he may be top 20, maybe.
Okay, but I'm kind of getting the vibe that he'd be behind someone like a KD.
He's behind Karl Malone. He's behind Kevin Durant. He's behind Steph Curry.
Behind Karl Malone. Okay. See, for me, I can't.
Karl Malone is my 11.
Because I'm always be looking at accolades. I might get too entranced by that, but I'm always be looking at accolades.
You're not looking at accolades. You're looking at rings. That's what you're looking at. You're looking
rings
at
is an
rings.
accolade, though, isn't it?
It is, but
yeah,
you might as well just, because that's the only accolade you're looking at. So you might as well just say, I'm looking at rings. And the 11 rings says a lot. It does. It makes him the greatest winner of all time.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't mean you was anywhere near being the greatest player, because you were not. And I think being an actual basketball player means more than what you accomplished on the court. Because if you really wasn't that good, but you accomplished a lot, that lets me know about the team you had around you.
That's fair.
And Bill Russell really wasn't that good.
Yeah.
So that lets me know Bob Cousy, John Havlicek, and all of these other guys that he had around him, K.C. Jones, A.C. Jones, all these guys that he had, these Hall of Famers that he had, they were pretty good. You know, at least for that era, for that time.
Oh yeah, I was looking at Bob Cousy highlights on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen that, but this guy, he's a sauce. He's so saucy, man. Like those passes, god damn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like he's had some players, and him not being as good as advertised, shooting 42% as a center that doesn't shoot 15-foot jump shots at least. That's terrible. That's letting me know you missing layups. Like you got no skill.
And you rattle off your top 10. I'll rattle off mine. And for this sake, I'm gonna keep Bill Russell out of it, and I'll just kind of like replace the spot where I had him at. Our top 3: MJ, LeBron, Kareem. I think Kareem, he gets disrespected a lot, but for me he's set in stone. Top 3. He's got to be.
Me too.
And then after that, I've gone with Magic Johnson, his teammate, and then at 5 I'll slide up not Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain. At 6, Kobe. 7, Shaq. 8, Timmy. 9, Larry Bird, which it's kind of low. And at number 10, I'll take Hakeem Olajuwon. And then after that, I mean, I still want to put Bill Russell pretty high, but guys like Dr. J, the Big O, Steph and KD after that. And also, and another guy too, Bob Pettit as well, from way back in the day. I think he deserves a shout just because he's not very known. But I haven't done a lot of research on him. I just know that he was dominant back in
the day. He was a dog. Yeah,
and he beat the Celtics in finals. Only got to do that. On the St. Louis Hawks. But yeah, that's sort of where I rank the GOAT. And obviously, it's like you said, it's everyone's got different rankings. Everyone's got different reasonings on why.
You know why? There it is. The reason why everybody's rankings isn't the same, or some are similar, but some few and far between. The reason why that is because people value things differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you value when it comes to evaluating talent? Do you value rings? Do you value accolades? Do you value skill? Because it's a lot of guys that just look at, okay, well, this guy was better than that guy. Yeah. So I'm going to put him ahead of him on the all-time list.
Exactly.
But it don't quite work like that. Impact. I value impact a lot. That's why I got Magic and Bird so high, because without them, the NBA probably wouldn't be here.
I think they saved the league. The 1980s, man. Yeah. MJ Bird saved the league. I heard a comparison. There's like, people looked at the NBA back then the same way they look at the NHL now. It's like it's there, but it's not really. The NHL is not about
nobody's checking for it.
But it's not like, I mean, ESPN posts the NHL like once a year. When like it's not really a big deal at all. But yeah, I mean, that's what, like, if I could be a kid, or if I could be like 12 years old at any given year, it'd probably be the year of 1980, because I just want to see it, like how I want to see the NBA like that.
What it look like.
I want to watch like that Michael Jordan that Larry Bird called Jesus. You know what I mean? I want to see that. I want to see what Larry Bird was doing. And I wanted to be in that situation and hate the Bad Boy Pistons just like everyone else hated the Bad Boy Pistons. You know what I mean?
Man, we grew up hating the Bad Boy Pistons. Yeah. Like I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
Are you still like, do you still hold that in you, or have you kind of like let it go by now?
No, I don't. My mother wouldn't. This is how I go. I have family that live in Detroit.
Okay.
So it was kind of like a back and forth thing. Even, as I'm growing up, because I was born in the 80s. So I got to live through that time of, Mike playing and winning all these championships. They beating up on us. We finally getting revenge, beating back, up on them. And my mother's, we hate them. You're not supposed to like them. You don't root for the Pistons. She ruled with an iron fist. Like, I'm surprised I'm not a Bears fan, because she like tried to beat it in me to be a Bears fan, like coming up, because she's an avid Bears fan. You know what I mean? And I just chose my own path. But it's just, that's how she was. I'm lucky to have a sports mom.
Yeah.
Like seriously, because she's the reason why I went to all the Sox games I went to. She's the reason I went to, all the Bulls games I went to. We used to go to all type of games when I was a kid. She used to date James Baldwin. I don't know if you know who that is. He used to be a pitcher for the White Sox.
Okay.
And she used to, him and her used to date, and he used to get us tickets to all the games, like suites and everything. Like it was,
damn,
to have a sports mom, man. It was fortunate for me, to have a tomboy as a mom, and she was in the sports, and I got to see all of those things and witness those things firsthand. So that's good on my behalf.
So
but yeah, as a guy that.
So you were what? Sorry. So you were watching Michael Jordan live, like in the stadium, kind of thing. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's like, did you ever go to any like big playoff games or anything like that, or was it like regular season?
Yeah, regular season. Join them playoff tickets is something crazy.
Playoff
it's something crazy. Yeah, ridiculous, bro.
Whenever I'm watching like the NBA finals or something like that, I'm like looking at the people sitting courtside. I'm like, bro, you doing
it's
some
like
$5,000
bro, like, for way up there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So courtside, man, it's 15,000, 20,000 a seat. Like, I ain't got no time for that.
I mean, it's genuinely ridiculous.
Right.
Other than that, is there anything else you want to say before we wrap things up here? It's been a joy having you on.
We could wrap it up, man. I had a pleasure, man. This was a great conversation, man. This was a great conversation. I had fun.
Yeah, I love talking. I mean, I'm always that rant you had about Bill Russell. I was just sort of stood there like a deer in the headlights, looking like an idiot. But like, I appreciate. Like, I'm always open to learning, bro. Always open to learning. Yeah. I love it.
Hey, people always pick my brain, man, about certain stuff like that because I'm a historian when it comes to the game. I love the history of the game. So if you ever want to have a conversation, you got a question. And anything, man, just don't be afraid to reach out to me, man. I'll try my best to answer.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I'm always trying to learn more about NBA history. That as much as I can know, I want to know. But OG, thank you very much for joining me on the Off the Dome podcast, episode 21. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. Kanye, Mike Dean, hit him with the outro music. Peace out, y'all.
Let me get more volume.